You're watching NetRush Report, the channel where tennis drama meets deep analysis, that we unpack the rivalries, the rankings, the meltdowns, and the miracles. Subscribe now and turn on notifications, because you won't want to miss what's coming next at IT was 2014. Houston, U.S. Men's Clay Court Championships. A qualifying round, not even the main event. Just another gritty step on the ADP ladder. But for the Zverev family, it would become unforgettable. At 16 years old, Alexander Zverev was already making waves. He was a teenager, but his game was maturing faster than expected. He was raw, powerful, and chasing a dream. Across the net that day, his own brother, Misha Zverev, 9 years older, a lefty, an established tour veteran, a big brother who had paved the path, who had paid the price, who had sacrificed for his younger siblings' tennis future. And now, they were opponents. Alexander remembered the match recently while speaking on the Nothing Major podcast, a laid-back but revealing discussion with John Isner, Sam Querrey, and Steve Johnson. Laughs were shared, stories spilled. But when the topic turned to that match in Houston, Zverev's voice shifted. The tone was different. He admitted that he couldn't bring himself to win. Not that he didn't want to win. Not that he was off his game. No, he led in the third set. He was up a break. He was heading for victory. And then, he just stopped. Zverev retired mid-match, handing Misha the win. He told the hosts, "I was up 3-2, and I just felt so bad. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't beat him." Let that sink in. In a cutthroat sport, where matches mean money, rankings, pride, Zverev walked away. This wasn't just about one match. This was about a lifetime of brotherhood. Misha had sacrificed everything for his little brother. Their father coached both, but early on, it became clear Sasha, Alexander's nickname, was the future. His own Misha became more than just a brother. He was a sparring partner, a mentor, a chauffeur, a protector that in many ways, he stepped aside so Alexander could rise. When they stood across from each other in Houston, the roles reversed. Now Alexander had the power, and he chose empathy over victory. That moment didn't appear on ADP records. It was a qualifying match. It never entered the official stats. But to Zverev, it's burned into memory that he called it one of the strangest moments of his career. There aren't many sibling rivalries in tennis. Serena and Venus? Legendary. Andy and Jamie Murray? Different strokes, same tour. The Bryan brothers? Dominant in doubles. But Alexander and Misha? They were unique. They weren't competing at the same time, at the same level, with the same tools. Misha was serve and volley. Old school. Alexander? Baseline power. New age. Misha once peaked at number 25 in singles and number 44 in doubles. No small feat, but his little brother? Slam finalist. Olympic gold medalist. ADP finals champion. World number 3. That dynamic creates tension. Resentment? Maybe. 10 Rome titles, 9 Madrid titles, also a 5-time Davis Cup champion, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Once in singles, Beijing 2008, once in doubles, Rio 2016. The numbers paint a simple truth. Nadal didn't just win. He conquered. Bouchard's Nadal comment comes just as she exits the sport for good. After her second-round loss at the National Bank Open in Montreal, her hometown, Bouchard made it official. She's done. But not with competition. She's jumped into the fast-growing world of pickleball, joining the PPA Tour. That might seem strange, but for many ex-tennis pros, pickleball offers lower physical demands, a fresh, stark competitive fire without the grind. Also become a magnet for attention, sponsorships, and TV deals. In a way, Bouchard is following a new kind of path, while still carrying the battle scars of tennis. And maybe that's why Nadal's dominance hits her so hard. She knows what it takes to survive a career. He didn't just survive, he obliterated the game. When Nadal announced 2024 would likely be his final French Open, the tennis world held its breath. Fans poured into Roland Garros hoping for one last miracle. But in a cruel twist, he was dealt a nightmare first-round draw against Alexander Zverev. Zverev prevailed, becoming the final man to add his name to that microscopic list of French Open Nadal conquerors. That it wasn't just a loss. It was the end of an era. And now, With Nadal officially retiring after his Davis Cup exit later that year, those clay court numbers have been etched in stone. They won't be matched. Not in our lifetimes. That it's not just the numbers, it's the style, the grit, the fight. Nadal never won by playing pretty. He won with blood, sweat, and relentless spin. And clay? Clay is the surface that punishes the faint-hearted. On clay, rallies last longer. Recovery takes more. Endurance is king. And Nadal? He made it look easy. He didn't just dominate clay. He defined it. There's a reason fans called him the king of clay. But more than that, he's the architect of despair for 2 decades of hopefuls at S.O. When Eugenie Bouchard said, "Makes me want to throw up," she wasn't mocking Nadal. She was reacting the way any human would when faced with something inhumanly good. It's the same disbelief we all feel when legends push past what we thought was possible. And now, with Bouchard stepping away from tennis and Nadal's reign officially ending, the torch is passing, awkwardly, emotionally, and maybe even a little painfully. But one thing's for sure, we may never see another Rafael Nadal again.